I'm Gina Bell, and I'm a storyteller. This is Jars of Arioch, Chapter 9, 1 year and some months later. I love New York in the winter. Christmas was around the corner, there was snow on the ground and twinkling lights everywhere we went. By day, Hope and I walked around the crowded city and explored. We ate amazing food and spent hours in Central Park just watching the birds. I had let my hair grow out and was going to an actual hairdresser. I was planning a trip back to Gatlinburg for right after the first of the year. I still had not gone back to my home in Los Angeles. Travis sat on the mantel above my fireplace, and we often had one-way conversations. I let the young woman stay in my home in Los Angeles and allowed her to continue to pay very cheap rent. I also sent people in to renovate my home. If and when I ever go back, I want it to be nice. For now, New York is my home. I have money and a nice car. I only wear the clothes he gave me at night when I hunt. Each time I put them on, I feel myself change a little. Each time I feel like the gift he gave me becomes stronger. Often, I just somehow know where to find the real bad ones. My abilities become stronger, and as they do, my confidence grows and my empathy continues to fade. If I hunt and put mason jars in the hall, Arioch leaves me alone. I have also learned that I don't need to have anything in the jar. The jar is more of a symbol. The moment I get a real clear hit, he knows it. The jar is the symbol of the ritual. If I have not gotten a hit, but I want him to take a soul, I must put the jar in the drawer with a name or something that belongs to that person in it. Gifts of cash magically show up in my apartment almost daily. Arioch is a good provider. I've discovered places I really enjoy hunting, like Little League soccer games and Catholic churches. I've become a voice for the voiceless. I've become what I needed so badly as a child but never got. I am vengeance walking. I am judge and jury. I control their executioner. Arioch decides what level they belong on. I know that a human is more than their worst action. I've learned that we all walk through life with some guilt and shame. We all have an inner demon that stands in the corners of our minds. I think Benoit was right when she said, we have a special place in our brains that holds what we feel to be our own worst action. This is the part I see when I touch someone. Time is different for me. I can not only see the worst thing someone has done, but the worst thing they will ever do. It's as if that tiny piece is always a part of who we are, like a birthmark or a stain. Some might think me a monster for some of the baby names I've put into the jars. Trust me when I tell you, it's better this way. The people I've touched have already judged themselves. Sometimes I hold on to a name for a while I pass down their sentence. I force them to live with their shame and fear of being caught. In the beginning, this seemed to frustrate Arioch. He understands it now. Some of my prey know the life they live isn't deserving of the monster they really are. Each day they wake up to a loving spouse or a good job, knowing that the life they enjoy is only due to the ignorance of those around them. Like the telltale heart, possible discovery of their dirty little secrets drives them slowly insane. Regret and shame can turn life into hell on earth for some. I love the fear they have, especially when drugs are involved. Addiction fans the flame of paranoia. I send in Arioch to pick at their souls. Together we let their shame simmer like a stew. He stands in the darkest corner of their room and terrifies them. In a slow form of torture, Arioch and I rob them of their sleep and feed off their shame. Shame is delicious to me now. It's a high for me. Most I touch and never see again. Then there are those that deserve to spend an eternity on their knees while gazing at their crime forever, or those that will spend an eternity drowning in blood. I cannot describe the feeling I get when I'm able to rob a predator of his prey, taking down a monster before he has a chance to turn a little girl into a woman that will forever be afraid of being touched intimately is particularly satisfying for me. I was out hunting one cold December night when I got a call from Benoit. Hope and I popped into a little coffee shop so I could hear her better. We had a few minutes of small talk, and then she got to the reason for her call. Apparently, she was on the case of a serial rapist. She had an idea of who he might be, but didn't have enough evidence for anything close to a conviction. She sounded frustrated. "You got a name?" I asked abruptly.